Welcome in, folks. How you doing today? My name is Jeffrey Miller, and I am your instructor for this class, Geography 1L, which is Physical Geography Lab. So welcome with me, folks. Today, what we're going to do um, tonight, today, whenever you're watching this, the goal here is to review this course. If you're in my regular one class, this is going to sound sort of similar. But yeah, I just always like to do this, take a little bit of time, talk through, what the course is going to be like, just so that you guys have a nice little, um, resource to observe ahead of time before you go in and take an online course. For a lot of people, they're not sure what that even means, take an online course. And, I wanted to put this together to help you understand that and approach this class with the most confidence possible. So here we are. This is Canvas. Okay, so Canvas is our learning management system. It's our website, if you could want to call it that, for the online courses. And notice that I've got up here Geography 1L. I'm going to switch over to the student view so that it appears like I'm you for now. Um, the way this works, just like my Geography 1 class, I sort everything up into modules, and the modules are broken down by week. And I always put the start of the week like a Monday. Actually, this is a Tuesday technically, but every other one of these is a Monday. And so consider that to be the start of a week, i.e. the start of a module when you learn something new, okay? Let's go into, before we get into some of these specifics, I'll open up this syllabus here and just go through everything that it would be like as if we were in the first day of class and we're all sitting together and, want to do this in person. This is the lab class, okay? Physical Geography Lab. There is Geography 1, which is Physical Geography Lecture. They are two separate classes, but you need both of them in order to transfer your credits over into like CSU University for filling out some general education. I think it's the physical science that it works for. You don't have to take them both at the same time. I personally think it's helpful, but you don't have to. However, you do need to take Geography 1 at least at the same time or before. So I guess you've probably already done that, or you are, as I'm saying this, or you're currently in the class now. Either way, you need both classes. I'm glad you're with me here because this will complete that process for you. Again, my name is Jeffrey, and this is my email, so get in touch with me anytime. You can also contact me through Canvas, the messenger thing on Canvas, that works too. This course is virtual, right? So this is remote, and the other thing about it is asynchronous. Asynchronous meaning that, I know I sound like a broken record, but asynchronous is no live Zoom meetings, no live classes. Everything is kind of put together, curated for you. That's my job. I put it out there on Canvas, and you go through and you sort through and either watch the videos, work through the labs, print them out, do the assignments, and then turn them in, okay? Whatever form that may be. Yeah, don't expect to come, at a certain time each week. I think this is what I prefer if I'm a student, because my life has got a lot going on with it, and it just gives you that extra level of flexibility in kind of, doing the class either all at once on one day or in bits and pieces over a few days. Hey, you're here for a reason, right? It's pretty popular. I usually have several students that want to take this class. Even after the course the enrollment's supposed to be capped off. But anyways, we will have the opportunity to meet online though, if you want to, okay? And this is a voluntary, like I said, if you want to, if you need to, kind of a thing. You're always welcome if you want to just come by and say hi. But it's when students need something, if they need help with a lab, if they have questions about an assignment, if they have questions about the exam, whatever, you could do that, and I will do my best to uphold this Zoom hour here from 3 p.m. On Tuesdays. Barring unforeseen schedule conflicts, actually, I have one on the first Tuesday, the 6th. I have a conflict. But other than that, I'll do what I can to make this available. If I'm not available, I'll give you a heads up. I'll try to send you an email first, and I will accept, Zooms by appointment or other considerations. But for the most part, for the most of the plan for the semester is for this link to provide you a place to go every week if you need to talk to me about assignments. Okay, so don't be shy. If you have the time, you can always come here, and I'll do what I can to talk through assignments with you. I'm a very generous. I think I'm a very generous professor when it comes to sharing knowledge and tips and tricks and how to for the lab. So just show up. Usually the most successful students are the ones that engage with me the most. But it's up to you, right? You have to make the effort to do that. I'm not gonna tap on your shoulder and say, hey, where are you? You're not doing well in this class. Because hey, we're not in the same classroom. We're not in the same physical space. And this is college, right? So it's kind of a personal responsibility thing. I have some text that I have scanned for you guys, so you don't have to buy anything. It's sort of in kind of fragmented pieces. And so each week there will be, some of them are printed, some of them are scanned documents that you could print. You're probably going to want to, so you could write stuff out. Some of them are just digital instructions that I had to write for particular labs. So there really is no specific text for this. And that's a good thing because it means you don't have to buy anything. Okay, so I want to provide you everything you need to be successful. Now, what is the difference here between lab and lecture? Well, as the titles state, the lecture is completely theory based, right? So for me in my course, in my lecture courses, you take exams, you do some discussions, but that's really it. Like I said, it's theoretical, right? So there's no practical or hands-on components. In this class, we don't really discuss theory because that's what the other class is for. I try to give you a little bit of background, but really it's more hands-on exercises. And in a nutshell, the way this would work is I'll show you momentarily here. There's videos, instructions, kind of follow those, go back, review them, and then submit the assignment. Okay, so it's really, again, on you to try to do these. Okay, and at your leisure and place of business or home office or whatever it is, that's where you're going to be doing these works. So it's all related to geography, physical geography, and landforms and maps, a lot of map stuff. I'm a maps guy, so there's a lot of map stuff. It's not completely like synchronous with the curriculum from the lecture class, especially if you're taking the lecture with a different professor. And that's not to say anything bad about them or those classes. It's just, not everything that's theory can be brought directly over to a lab. So there's a little bit of deviation here and there. Although I try to keep most of it, kind of in the order of things as far as the lecture directs things. I'm going to skip through a lot of these items here. I'm going to let you read through your objectives and your learning outcomes, your attendance, because this is asynchronous online. Your attendance to me is, are you doing the assignments? So I do have to turn in a roll after 2 weeks of the course starting. And so if you have not done any assignments after 2 weeks and you have not communicated with me, I will assume you are not participating in that class. And it's very likely that I will drop you from the class because I have to. So make sure you're doing your assignments on time, especially in those first couple of weeks. Lectures and resources and procedures. I'll go over these things in a minute when we talk in Canvas, because it's a lot easier to describe things there. There are two exams, two midterms, if you want to call them that. And they are very similar to what you work with in the labs. They're really just an extension and kind of merging of a lot of the labs review, and then you take the exams based on that material. And there are two labs at the end that are big labs, map labs, and those are more kind of taking a sharp left turn to go and do some more mapping that is related to what we talk about in the class. But those are a little bit more challenging, and I'll leave those for the end. So those are kind of your wrap up or capstone of this class. There's no final exam or final project per se. It's these more challenging map labs that you have to finish at the end of the course. This is how the grades break down. I don't curve the grades. It's as straightforward as the numbers show here. So you get a 90, 80, 70, 60, whatever. That's how things break down. I don't do A pluses, A minus, B plus. It's A, B, C, D, F. That's it. Okay. If you need help or a note taker or anything related to DSRC, just let me know. I'm happy to do what I can to accommodate you. It's a little bit awkward in an online class, but still, I want to make sure that you don't feel left out. The work is, so this section here, I encourage you guys to work together if you want to. I've had students form study groups together. I don't know if they get together in person. They certainly do online. But if you are ambitious to form a study group with each other and talk about, the labs and kind of work together, that's fine. All good with that. When it comes to, there are some labs coming up though. Like there's a few where you have to submit things on paper, and then there's some digital, like the map labs. I'm fine with you guys kind of working together, talking things out. Obviously it's online. I'm not monitoring your activities. But the submission of those assignments is solo, right? You're not going to do those as team submissions. Like you're not going to have 3 people turn in one assignment. But if you guys want to work together, perfect. Now, the other thing about this too, when it comes to the exams, each person is taking an exam individually. So those are individual assignments that you submit, okay? Continuing on, there's a lot of special programs at the college and the district. I encourage you to give these a look over and see what you can find that could be helpful for you. Let's get out of this now. And the way Canvas works, there's a few different organizational methods. I'm just kind of a simple dude, and I keep things in a, numerical order, I guess, or an order based on, time and dates. And then I, chunk things up into these blocks, these modules. I could have had a fancy homepage and all this different stuff. I don't know. I want to try to reduce the amount of clicks as possible for you guys, because they say that engagement on a website is, the least amount of clicks you can make, the more engaged you're going to be, right? So anyways, the home of the modules, is technically the same thing. And so this can work a few different ways, how you want it to. Just give you some notes here as I'm looking at this. As I mentioned here, these are the start dates of certain modules, okay? And notice too that they unlock. So they're gray now, but they unlock on the days that I have posted, the 12th, 26th, 26th. Most of the labs are 1 week time frames that you have to work on them. There are 2 of them that you have 2 weeks. So this time one is pretty challenging. Lab 2 and the contours is also pretty challenging. So both of those you get 2 weeks to work on. Okay, so the other thing, and this is only related to this first module, you have to complete this, at least click through these items. first before this will unlock. So on the 6th, after you've clicked through all these things, then module 1 will unlock, or module 2, whatever you want to call it, I guess. Lab 1 really is what it is, and then lab 2 after that on the 12th, lab 3, etc., etc., etc. Okay, that's how this works. Okay, let me leave here and show you, just to kind of give you a general sense of, you know, what is it like to take the class during the first week. Here I am, lab 1, latitude, longitude, as you guys are all logging in and kind of assessing this course and what it's going to be like. So I have 4 items in here, page. Let's see, this is a discussion, yeah, which is fine. But that's really more just a page. And then a document, and then a quiz. So I'll walk through each one of these one at a time, okay? Here's your lessons and objectives page, and there should be one of these at the beginning of every single module. And essentially what this does is it tells you what kind of, a little bit of theory behind it, but what to do, what are you supposed to, what to do in this module, the subject matter, and then how, let's see, and the objectives that you're supposed to take away. So it's like an introduction page, like, hey, this is the subject we're gonna talk about. You can click next here. Okay, and so I've got all my videos posted in this one section, which is fine. You don't have to reply here. I think this is actually kind of old. I might change it, but regardless, what you're supposed to do is watch each one of these videos. Now, the order that you do this in is up to you, because in addition to the videos, what you need to do, I'll click over here to this PDF for a second. Uh-oh, wait a minute. There we go. Okay, so I recommend that this is a bit longer one, giving you some background and stuff. Actually, for this first lab, the only thing you have to turn in are pages 11 and 12. So it's up to you if you want to do all the rest of the stuff. It's good practice. But essentially, what I would do if I was a student, I would print this out, okay? And then I would go back to the videos, because each one of these videos gives you some instructions about how to complete the lab, right? So this first lab, there's a lot of math involved, like simple algebra, actually it's really more simple arithmetic, and you're converting coordinate values from 1 to the other, so multiplying, subtracting, dividing, that kind of thing, which is a bit challenging, especially if you're intimidated by math, but I try to do my best to, like, for example here, show you what to do. So I can look at the full screen, and so, like, here's an example of my best attempt at reviewing how to go through this this lab, right? But watch these short little videos. There's always going to be something like this per module, per lab. I know I'm not really doing anything. Let me scan through. I guess I'm narrating. But here, so I start writing out, okay, what do you do here? How do you do it? Blah, blah, blah. And by the end, I say, oh, look, see, this is what you do. Okay. So yeah, watch the videos. Those are going to help you so that you're not kind of blindly just doing this work. And then after you filled everything out on the paper, okay, the next best thing to do is, and if you have questions about them, you can email me and I'll be happy to say, like, hey, you're close or you're not close. Just letting you know. If you show up during the, I'm not going to give you the answers, but if you show up during the office hour, I'll definitely be more engaging in terms of, like, are you on the right track or not? So I've skipped through that part now, and I've come to this where it says quiz 1. Quiz 1 and other corresponding quizzes that look like this, they are directly related to the lab. So it's not a completely foreign quiz of questions that you've never heard about the subject wise, or for that matter, even seen the questions. What I've done is I've taken the questions that were on paper and I've converted them now into a quiz format that you could take online. So if you have your paper filled out with all of your answers, you could come over here to the quiz and I'll preview it for you. I think this will work. Okay, you can come on over here to the quiz and you can fill out and essentially choose which answer matches what you've put on your paper. Okay, that's the idea. So by taking the quiz, that's your way of submitting your assignment. I don't need you to I don't need you to email me a picture of the paper or something like that. We're not going to do that in this example. In the examples like this, there are a few later down the line that we have that, but in this type of math stuff, it's a one-to-one translation. So you don't need to send me anything or scan anything or whatever. You do your quiz. It should be exactly the same. Okay. And the answers should be, or the choices here should be pretty right on. At least one out of the three, right, is going to be the one that is synced up with, you know, the answers on the paper. All right, so that's enough showing you that. But yeah, once you finish the quiz, then you're done. Okay, then you're done for that module for that week. And again, doing the quiz and submitting it is like finishing the assignment. So there's 9 labs, I think, total, but there are several labs similar to like this style. There are a few where you do have to like sketch stuff out on paper. Those you can't convert to any kind of digital thing, so you have to send me pictures or scan them, but I'll go through and talk about that. I'll send you emails and stuff about like what to do. And I have videos as well here. Every single module should have a video associated with it. Yeah, and then there's some digital, like I said, mapping types that are more or less kind of at the end of as you go through and you work your way. First, we're kind of top loaded with paper stuff where you're filling out, doing quizzes, and then we kind of get into some scan stuff, and then we get into you just submit stuff that's you know, some type of digital platform, right? So I have various methods of presenting content to you, whether it's on paper and you're writing stuff and then submitting it here on a quiz, sketching it out, doing it on a map or whatever. You're gonna get a lot of variation. That's what I wanted to accomplish here. Okay, that's about it. I've talked probably way too long for this, but I hope that this is helpful and that it's going to make sense when you go in and try to take this course. Again, if you need me for anything, reach out and I will be available the best I can. Email is the best way to get in touch with me, or this inbox here on Canvas. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this class. I hope you learn a lot. And yeah, maybe I'll see you at the office hour one of these days. Stay tuned for your announcements. I try to send something out at least once a week. But that's where you will have the most communication from me. Everybody take care, have a good day, and bye for now.